Ooh, this it's a toughie. There's nothing worse than waiting for good news to come, anticipating, being hopeful for good news, only to receive really bad news. We've got some cruisers that are in that boat today. That's about the only boat that they're in. I would be angry. I would be angry. That look, we've got that plus a whole lot more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. For your face on a Wednesday, September the 11th, 2024. September the 11th, one of those days where if you were alive in 2001, you cannot help but know exactly what you were doing when you heard the news. News of devastation and loss and tragedy. And so this is one of those days where we remember and we honor and we continue to pray for healing for those wounds, if those are healable wounds. Cruise news story number one. We've got a big announcement coming from Carnival Cruise Line, a promotion of a friend of the show. I tell you what, I don't know many cruise directors, but I know a couple, and one of them is Lee Mason, and congratulations to Lee Mason. He has been promoted to Fleet Cruise Director for Carnival Cruise Line. This is a really cool position. Fleet Cruise Directors develop programs that all other cruise directors use. They train cruise directors. And Lee is vacating a spot that was opened by the exit of another somewhat friend of the show, Chris Williams, the Flying Scotsman. I didn't say much about it as he left because I was conflicted. One of my favorite people over there at Carnival Cruise Line, Chris Williams, moving on to go home and be a dad and do other things in his life. And so congratulations to both of these gentlemen. Chris Williams for his next adventure. And then Lee Mason, a really good cruise director, really brings a lot of fun to the cruises that he's on, and really a keen entertainment-focused mind. And I can't wait to see what he does in his new role. So congratulations, Lee, and can't wait to see you again on the high seas. Man, we got the dreaded alert from the credit card company the other night that it looked like somebody was trying to hack into our stuff. It's just a reminder that no matter what you do, there's always somebody out there trying to get at your stuff. And that's no more true than when you are using the internet, especially public internet. That's why I'm thankful for the sponsor of today's show, Private Internet Access. PIA VPN is a VPN application that encrypts your data when you're using the internet to keep that sensitive private data away from prying eyes. There's several reasons why I like using Private Internet Access for my VPN choice. They're one of the world's most transparent VPN companies. They never record or store any of your data, and they let you get all of your devices covered for one single price. They've got support for all the major operating systems like Windows and Mac OS, iOS, Android, Linux, and they offer 24/7 tech support and a 20-day money-back guarantee. As an international traveler, I also use PIA VPN as a way to help navigate geo-fences. Sometimes I try to connect to my credit card company from another country, but they block me because it doesn't look like I'm trying to connect from where I normally do. PIA VPN helps me out in that aspect. When I want to connect to that credit card company, I can connect first to a PIA VPN server in the US. And it's not just the financial sites that get blocked, so do some entertainment sites. I've been trying to binge watch The Big Bang Theory on HBO Max, and well, in a foreign country, my connection to HBO Max, it doesn't work. So that's another scenario where I connect first to a US server through PIA VPN, and then I'm able to access all the content on HBO Max. If you want to try PIA VPN for yourself, you can do it at a discount. If you click my link, www.piavpn.com/La Lido Loca, you're going to get PIA VPN, your subscription, for 83% off. That's just $2.03 a month, and you get 4 extra months for free. Thank you, PIA VPN, for sponsoring today's episode. All right, on the tail of talking about PIA VPN, let's circle back around and talk some more about this Carnival Internet program that I talked about yesterday. I feel like maybe I was unfair. There were some comments there that pointed to the fact that maybe I was being a little bit unfair. Let me give the price. I talked about how there's going to be a new multi-device premium internet for Carnival that for $75 a day, you can use 4 internet devices. And I think I said in there that the cheapest internet that you can get on Carnival is $15 per device. And a lot of people said, well, 4 times 15, that's $60. Carnival is gouging. That's not the case. It wasn't like for like. The $15, not the premium internet. The $75, 4 devices at the premium internet. So let me circle back around and give you the levels. There are 3 levels of internet on Carnival. The social package, which starts at $15.30 per day. The value package, which starts at $19.55 per day. And the premium package, which costs $21.25 per day. All prices are per person, does not include tax. That's per person, per device. And so the apples to apples comparison is if you wanted 4 devices of the premium, it would be $21.25 times 4, but you can't buy it like that. There's no option to buy multiple devices on Carnival on an a la carte per device basis. And so you either are going to spend $21.25 for 1 device, or you're going to spend $75 a day for 4 devices. Those are your options for the premium internet. So my objection still stands a little bit, do you need 4 devices? Like, you only have the option between 1 device and 4 devices. Sometimes I could use 3 devices, but I could get along really well with just 2 devices. The way I use it is I make videos and then I upload those videos from my laptop to the internet. And most of the time I leave my laptop sitting in my cabin because it takes a long time with the speed of the internet. And then I like to leave my cabin and carry my mobile device, my phone, around with me and still use the internet. So solutions like a travel router wouldn't really help me in my scenario. And I'm not sure that paying for 4 devices helps me in my scenario. My objection remains the same. It's great that they have multi-device, but it's a big jump between 1 and 4. Now, fortunately, the device doesn't have to belong to the person that buys the package. So if you're in a cabin with somebody else, and probably this is where the real advantage is, if I'm traveling with Jenny, then we could get 4 devices between us, which is good. I mean, it's a little wonky, the login process. I haven't seen it with the 4 devices, but we would be able to do that, I'm assuming. So, for a couple or family, that may work out. But again, I just thought I would be fair. A lot of people were doing the math based on $15, and it's really math that you can't even do because you can't buy multiples of the single device to get to the 4 device. So, there you go. I mean, I guess, the people that were making the point, like, if you bought 4 devices at $21, that would be $10 more than the $75, but you can't do that. So the point's almost moot. But I wanted to make sure the numbers are right. There's that clarification. Let's move away from Carnival for a moment. I got some more Carnival stories, but, the variety is the spice of life. Is that right? Royal Caribbean made an announcement that they will be returning to Labadee in Haiti again. You remember it's been a few months since ships have stopped really in Haiti because of civil unrest. And because of that civil unrest, Royal Caribbean actually stopped going to Labadee in March. This is kind of like a private island for them. If you go to Labadee, there is some security before you get out into the main area. They stopped going there in March, but they have announced now they will be returning in October of 2024. It's a popular spot for Royal Caribbean cruisers. So apparently everything that's going on over there has calmed down to the point where people can return to Labadee. Now, our next cruise news story takes us over to Japan. Arigato. A cruise news story about a sporting event, the 20th version of the Asian Games in Aichi, Nagoya. This is going to happen in 2026. They got a problem with the games. They don't have enough lodging. So guess what they're going to use as a hotel? That's right. They're going to use a cruise ship as a hotel. Oddly enough, this isn't unprecedented. There's been other games that have used cruise ships as hotels. The Costa Victoria has been used as a hotel. The MSC Lyrica has been used as a hotel. This one, the ship that they're going to use will hold about 3,000 people. So the city's all booked up, and now you've got a cruise ship hotel, which I'm affectionately calling the Bristol Hotel. The Bristol Hotel. You know what room? Room 515. I feel good about candy. Shout out Ludacris. We see it happening all the time. And it's kind of one of those feel-good stories where cruise ships are saving the day, like Mighty Mouse. Here we come to save the day. How would you feel if you couldn't find a room at the Hyatt Place? Would you book a room on a cruise ship and use it as a hotel? Would you, as much as I cruise and as much as I love cruising, I'd do it. I'd do it in a minute. I would say arigato. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo. Shout out again, Ludacris. Okay, look. I'm trying to stave my anger and get to the end of this so we can talk about these devastated cruisers, but there's more stories to cover. Let's talk about the Carnival Vista. I've been calling it the beleaguered Carnival Vista. If you know the story, the cruise that was scheduled this week has been canceled. The cruise that was supposed to start on the 7th of September canceled so that the Vista can have its engines repaired. And this dry dock follows 4 weeks, 6 weeks of turmoil where people on board became riotous and their upsetness and blah, 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 and everything went off and popped off on social media. It's been a mess. It's been a struggle, not only for the passengers on the Vista, but obviously for Carnival to deal with it. Well, now we have an announcement. An announcement, please. We have an announcement from Carnival Cruise Line's Chief Communications Officer, Chris. A cool announcement. Our engineers are now hard at work to resolve the issue that is limiting Carnival Vista's cruising speed. The team is making good progress with the work, and I have no reason to think that the ship will not be back in service for its September 15th voyage. So if you're on the 15th Vista, I'm sure you're watching all of this news with bated breath going, I just want to go get a guy's burger. Like I don't care about the Azio pods. Like I'm not the engineer on this cruise ship. I just want to go sailing. And well, hopefully your day will come this Sunday. The cruise on Sunday is stopping at Half Moon Cay, Grand Turk, and Amber Cove. So hopefully they get the engines to a place where that cruise is possible. All right, the time has come to quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with a notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. I did get an email. This is a lie. I'm just saying it because I think it's funny. I did get an email from a worker at a corporation who said that he took all the knowledge that was given to him from yesterday's Cruise News show and he parked himself right there at the corporate water cooler. And then when somebody came up and had questions about cruising, he was able to answer those questions because he's a subscriber. And he got Employee of the Month. So if that's not anecdotal evidence as to why you should subscribe, I think he's getting a plaque. Again, all of this is false. Okay, let's talk about the devastation. This is the couple from Midlife Cruising, and they have purchased a long-term residency on a cruise ship. We're talking about the Villa V Odyssey. This was a cruise ship that was set to set sail from Belfast back in May, and it has not. It has not. These people paid their money. They were told to come to Belfast, and they brought all their stuff over, and the cruise ship was not ready to go. Villa V able to secure a cruise ship, the old Fred Olsen Braemar, I believe that's the cruise ship that the Odyssey was. Work has been done on the cruise ship. They finally had great news last week that this ship went to sea trials, and there's other people out there that's on the ship that are making YouTube videos. Everybody out there feeling that they are going to start sailing soon. They get the devastating news yesterday that even after the sea trials, the ship is still not approved to sail. And as bad as that news is, the second part, and probably the more devastating part of the news, is up until this point, Villa V had been paying for the lodging of the people waiting to get on the cruise ship. These folks here had been staying in Belfast. They'd left Belfast several times. They said they'd only come back to Belfast when it seemed like they were getting ready to sail. I think they'd done that. Maybe this is the fourth time. And now they were told yesterday by Villa V that, hey, this is costing us a lot of money. And housing all of you guys is costing us a lot of money, and we don't think we can do it anymore, at least right now. Can you pay for your own room and board for a week while we figure this out? So they cut them off from the funding for the lodging. These people were wrecked. Go watch this video. It's Midlife Cruising. Go check them out. It's so sad. It's so sad. They did the math. It's going to be very expensive for them to stay in Belfast. It's going to be cheaper for them to fly back to the U.S. and accommodate themselves in the U.S. And they just got to go back and they have to wait. They obviously paid a lot of money to be able to have this cabin, and now they're just I don't know. They're pretty positive. They're still sticking by the Villa V guns. They're loving on them the best they can and excited to see what happens. But you can also see in their video and their reaction that this news is challenging. And so, collectively, let's have some good thoughts for these people. Hopefully Villa V gets sailing and these people get out of the hurt locker. Everybody's got problems, right? I'm sure there's problems that will come off worse than what these folks are going through, but everything's relative at the same time. And I can tell you what, if we can, empathize, if we could put ourselves in these folks' position, this would be horrible. This would be horrible. So, hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you watch the recommended video next. Hit the like button on the way out. Thanks again, PIA VPN, for sponsoring today's show. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.